Is it that one? Yeah, it must be that one. Evening everybody, Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. Happy Saturday evening. It is, I ain't got a clue what day. What's the date today? Anyone? Any idea? Not a clue. 16th of January. Can't wait for January to be over, and February and March and April. May is a good month. We like May. We like May because it's our birthdays. Happy days. And normally the sun is shining. Unlike at the moment where it is bloody freezing, very dreary. Today actually weirdly in Bristol was about 10 degrees. The sun was shining actually earlier, and I stuck my head out the bedroom window today to get some fresh air and actually burnt my head, which was quite impressive considering it is still January 2021. So, thanks to those of you that are joining us tonight for the live stream. You probably guessed already from the thumbnail and the description. It's motherboard swap time. So we are going from our MSI B550 Pro VDH Wi-Fi in conjunction with the Ryzen 3 3100, and that's going. And it's going to be replaced with the MSI Mag B460M Mortar Wi-Fi and this little gem. So for those of you who don't know, this is the Intel 10th Gen i3 10100F. This is a bargain processor at the moment, so if you're looking at building a system, and potentially if you're looking for gaming or streaming, obviously Intel processors, I hate to say it, generally are a little bit more stable under some of those conditions, especially video editing and streaming it seems, which is part of the reason why we're doing this swap out. Also as well, I wanted to try the latest Intel stuff, well, almost latest, obviously 11th Gen has been announced this week, so yeah, that's not great. And also, to make things worse, currently as it stands, this motherboard does not support 11th Gen at all. So we're stuck with a typical Intel setup where we have literally got a motherboard which is compatible with one generation and one generation only. Now it isn't the end of the world, because obviously we're starting pretty much at the bottom of this pile, so there's upgrades, potentials, i5s, i7s, even i9s on this board, it will take it, so yeah, potentially happy days are still available to us. Not as happy as what they would be with the Intel side of, the AMD side of things, Freudian slip. But anyway, it's all part of experiencing new things, which we like to do. So let's say a quick hello to those of you that have joined us on the chat this evening. So we have got with us tonight, there's lots of you in the chat tonight, so thank you all for joining us on this Saturday evening, or Saturday morning, wherever you are. So got British Noob, got Ghost Adder, Angry Doge, Aton Morex, Outlaw Fett. Basically, it's the Discord crew. Thug Tech Gamers with us as well. Never makes the stream, so well done. Matthew Day's with us. Matthew Day says, I watch most of YouTube at 1.25 speed. Can Mike be overclocked with Red Bull and Jolt Cola? If only. That would be cool. Mr. Donuts is with us as well. Paul Bakewell. Mr. Donuts has got the wine poured. Kids in bed. What shall I do? Ooh, beer spinning on a shiny new B460 could be interesting. That could be potentially what we do. Pierre Plays is with us as well. Ghost Adder. I think I said that. Clinch Sam. Kali Wama. I'm just going to say Kali. That's easier. ClickTech Kev says Shintel Fanboy. Fanboy Shield. Yeah, Noob's broken the RGB already.
But thank you, Noob.
Thank you for the super chat, which I'll be getting to very shortly.
Oh.
You turned it off, turn it back on again, or did it stop? Ugly Bob's with us. Who else? Russell Reviews. Anyone else I'm missing out? Sky Stalker. Sky Stalker. Hope you get better soon. Sky's currently in hospital. Relaxing, I expect, and being spoilt rotten by nurses, and pretending he's got a sore middle leg. Bart Dodgers Tech says hello from ND. Where's ND? No idea.
Nevada?
Notre Dame. Who else we got? Bart Doggers Tech, I said. Erin Smith's in the house. Hi Erin, how you doing? Jar 2016. Ricardo is in the house also. David Aitken says evening all. Matthew Day says chicken Madeira on the microwave. Nice. James Miscellaneous is with us as well. Angel's is with us as well, it seems. And Rich York. Who else is there? I think that is pretty much everybody. Michael Toya, or Toy. Do apologise. Mark Point as well says, hey guys, hope I'm not too late. No, I always take ages to get started. Kath will vouch for that. Glenn's with us as well, says evening all. I'm not sure why Glenn's here. There's going to be no overclocking tonight. Glenn is a overclocking guru stroke fanboy stroke addict. He loves a little bit of overclocking. And has actually got some fantastic results as well. And is on multiple leaderboards around the world. Creative Girl of Colour with Danielle B says, hey Mike, how you doing, Danielle? Captain Meese Adventures says, Mike, should you have not painted your face blue for this stream? No, unfortunately that is racist towards Smurfs, or is racial appropriation towards Smurfs. So yeah, we don't want to go down that route. We've got enough crazy things going on in the world at the moment without adding to the problems. Wildlife Snapper 1 says, g'day. Matthew Day says, will it be a reinstall or will it be a let Windows sort itself out? Now, because I've been doing some benchmarks and bench testing on the system behind me. Basically, I want to see how close this is. I'm pretty sure, blow for blow, it's not going to be that much of a difference. The biggest difference we're going to have on the platform is obviously RAM speeds. This has been currently running 4000 megahertz RAM, whereas this is going to be limited to 2666. Also, that allows overclocking, precision boost overclocking as well, and also the F clock, and also the front side bus as well, so you can get some more, what's the word I'm looking for? You can get a few megahertz on the PCI Express bus, and also you can get the multiplier going as well. So the 3100 can overclock pretty well. To be fair, I haven't really tried much overclocking with it. I've just let precision boost overclocking do its thing for a couple of reasons. A, I couldn't be bothered because I'm a lazy sod. But the other thing is, well, potentially this could be up for resale. So I don't want to have a chip for sale which has been clocked to the absolute end of its life, and then for someone to buy it and for it to be not performing as it should. So precision boost overclock, absolutely fine for me. Yes, so going to be a RAM swap. Also, we're going to do a NVMe swap as well. This one has been using a PCI Express Gen 3, so it seems only fitting I put a PCI Express Gen 3 in this one. Also, I will be leaving pretty much that board as is when I take it out of the machine behind me, just in case I need to go back and do any other benchmarks, bench testing, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you get the general idea. So, where do we start? I suppose one of the questions I've been asking myself is, do I use the stock cooler? Now, I've actually tried this board already. I have actually done a review of this, you've possibly seen already this week. So you can tell that I've had the processor installed. So I'm going to have to put some new thermal compound on the cooler, which then kind of negates the kind of the fact of it being stock, so to speak, just because the paste is going to be slightly different. So there is going to be that to it, but I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. It's only going to be a couple of degrees either way. So I think I'm going to go with the stock cooler for now. And then that also gives me the option then of testing the temperatures and performance against other coolers, such as the Tornado, Freezer 34, a bit of water cooling. To be honest with you, because there's no overclocking and it's basically going to do its own thing, unless it's in a relatively choked system, there isn't really a great deal of benefit of spending loads of money on a cooler. You might as well use the stock one, or if you've got spare money, buy the next processor up. That will certainly pay more dividends than a good cooler. Yes, Gaff?
You didn't read out their super chat.
Sorry, I didn't read out super chats.
Rude.
Yeah, I am rude. Do apologise. I got sidetracked. It's not easy being me.
Being excited if you're into
The British Noob says, I will defend Intel to the max tonight. Ugly Bob says, AMD for the win. Oh dear, I see a bidding war going on. And British Noob says, Bob, AMD fanboy. Ew. Ugly Bob, £5 Intel. Boo. It is going to be a bit of a pantomime tonight. British Noob's done another £5 one. Intel. Woo.
Oh,
Dear
sorry,
Lord. Thank you, all of you that are super chatting. Because obviously I'm running the stream and doing this stuff as well, if I do not reply to any of your messages, I do apologise. It's not that I'm being a miserable sod and ignoring you. It's purely the fact that for anyone who's ever done a stream before, you'll know how difficult it is to concentrate on multiple things at once.
When you're male.
And when you're of the masculine variety, it's even harder because obviously we struggle to multitask due to our wangness. So let's start with, I think it's probably going to be a good idea actually to, I don't know which way to do it. Probably a good idea to mount the cooler on the board. Let's get that out of the way, then we can get rid of some of this packaging, and then we can take the other one out of the box, or out of the case. Is this going to be Intel bashing all night?
Worse.
Oh God. ClickTech Care says, ooh, dear Lord. The Sahara Iced Rainbow Intel stock cooler. I would actually love to put the Sahara Iced cooler on here, but unfortunately, that is currently in another machine keeping a, believe it or not, keeping a Ryzen 7 1700 under control, which I was actually very surprised at. The PC that I sold to someone over a Christmas period in the Ions case that had all the Sahara fans in there, I figured it'd be nice to put the Sahara Iced cooler in there as well as an upgrade over the stock one. And surprisingly, it handles the Ryzen 7 1700 pretty easily, so who would have thought? Cool the Intel CPU with some lovely sugary Dr. Pepper. That is just hurtful, Bob. You're a bad, bad man. But we love you, nonetheless. Is there anything I need in here before I pack all this away? NVMe screws. Do I need those? I'm not entirely sure. Let's leave those out anyway. We're definitely going to need some Wi-Fi antennal, as we say in Brazil. Here, mate. Got your antennas on? Oh, you bloody have, mate. Got some new antennas. Noobs send one as well. Kev, man, come on, that's far almost hate speech. You can see how this is going to turn out tonight. I really can. Well, as long as you're enjoying yourselves, that's what it's all about. And I'm actually really quite excited to see how this performs. As those of you that've seen the review already, this board is ridiculously heavy. Look at the heat sinks on that. It is absolutely ridiculous. Put the overhead on. Look at the size of the heatsink on that bloody thing. It is huge. Seriously. Absolutely huge. But quite a pretty board. Is that upside down for you guys? Probably is. It's upside down for me. There we go. So have a nice look at the board. 12-phase VRM, which I still haven't worked out if it's 6 doublers or not. To be honest with you, don't actually care. That's just being honest. Where do I need to put that? Okay, let's put that there. And if I get a little bit of a zoom going on there, I'm thinking I can do that. Let me see, where is OBS? There we go. Oh, hello. There's me in the other screen. The magic of TV. I don't mean transvestites. There we go. There's a demonetization right away. So there's our CPU in the box. The box for this thing is actually insane. It's like origami inside of here. I've never used one of these straight out of the box. I've always bought pretty much second-hand ones. So this has got some real origami stuff going on. I'm not going to be able to see a thing, am I? Mike's about to show why Intel sockets are better. I am actually. As you can see, we are completely pasteless currently.
You can see nothing.
They can't see anything because Noob's throwing money down the drain at a rapid rate of knots. Right, how do we get this out of here? This is where it gets a little bit confusing. So it's actually easier to install the CPU than it is to get it out of the box. Look at that. That's origami there. Do they not know I've got to do unboxings on this stuff? Dear Intel, please can you make your socket stuff easier to get into, because I'm something of a dipstick. Right, give the socket a good blow, as they say. And for those of you who want to have a look, there's the chip. So, for those of you that have not done an Intel setup before, retention arm down and across, then into the fully upright position, lift up the lid, and then that will give you your socket. Always a good idea to have a quick shufty, make sure none of the pins are damaged. And then get your central processing unit and line up the lugs. You just might see there's lugs on the side, little indentations there. So just pop it on, give it a very slight little wiggle just to make sure it's in, and then you can lower the flap, push the arm back, push it forward, and lock into place, remove the plastic shield and retention arm down. And that is it, we're done. Intel is definitely considerably easier to install. So now we want a bit of thermal goop. So let's see what we've got here. I thought I had some Arctic silver, but I don't. So we'll be going with some GC Extreme. If there's any left in here. I think this might be empty. Soon find out.
Do you know if you can buy an i3 10 series without the lane cooler?
There we go.
Michael?
Hello?
Do you know if you can buy an i3 10 series without the lane cooler?
I'm not sure actually. This paste is I'm not sure if this paste has actually gone off or something, because it's really, really thick and gloopy. Right, so now we've got the cooler.
Like I said, just use spit.
Bit of spittle. Ugh. Ketchup and mustard cables.
What's that?
This is the stock cooler. And because I'm a bit OCD, the Intel logo is going to have to be the right way around, because otherwise this is just not going to happen. So line up the holes. And this is where it all goes wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And when you've pushed them through, just have a look on the back, make sure they're all fully through. That one isn't. When you install one of these twice, sometimes it can be a bit of a pain. There we go, that's better. And make sure all of those are facing the same way, which they're not. Yeah, it doesn't feel very secure the second time round. That's locked in. That one's in. That one's not. Let's have another go at that one. That's better. So just make sure that all of the pins are fully through on the back, and the plastic bits are all the way through. All the way in. Yeah, second time installation on these is not great. Right, so that's that done. So now we can plug in the CPU fan header, which is right up here at the top. And we'll put that right there.
Is it in yet?
Yes, it is, unfortunately. Why is there people that couldn't watch?
I don't know.
Let's grab some RAM. So RAM wise, we're going with some Corsair. This is the Vengeance LPX DDR4. Most of you have probably seen this about 1,000 times on the channel before. So slots 2 and 4, and just line up the pin with the motherboard there, and slot it in one side slightly more than the other to begin with, and pressure on one end and the other, and you should find it slots into place. Give them a little wiggle, make sure they're firmly seated, bit of pressure, and the job's a good one, as they say. So next up is the M.2 Frozzer. So for that we're going to be using our silicon power drive. We're going to go with the, let's see if you can see that, that's the silicon power PCI Express Gen 3 X4. This is the A80, I believe. Yeah, A80, 1 terabyte, which I think in the other system is actually a TC Sunbow, quite possibly. But I honestly can't remember, but they are of a similar spec. And we're going to take off the M.2 freezer shield. I'm not too sure if we need to use these screws again or what the deal is with this. So there is on the back a removal strip, so take that strip off, and that's your sticky side for attaching to the drive itself. So let's put that to one side. Come on.
The NVMe drive costs more than the CPU.
The NVMe drive actually, well, it probably did. Fortunately, I've been very kindly sent this by Silicon Power as part of a bundle they sent me a long time ago. So I've been reusing this as much as possible. So NVMe drive, put on a slight angle upright, and make sure it's in firmly at the end there. And we're going to make use of that screw again. So what we'll do is plop that back on top, the screw down through the middle, and line up the Frozzer again. Don't over tighten the M.2 screws, no need for it. All it needs to be is basically done up and not wiggling around so it doesn't cause any vibrations, and that is it. We're pretty much done. So that was pretty quick, especially for me. I think I've probably beaten Kerry Holzman's record time, so that's all I'm concerned with. Make sure the fan spins without catching any wires. We're all good there. I'll put those clips back in so they don't get broken off. Sometimes you can find, actually, this is a semi-top tip, depending on what your motherboard. Spin that around so you guys can see a bit better. So on some graphics cards, if you leave these memory clips out, some graphics cards and some motherboards will actually, when you put the graphics card in, it will actually grab onto those. So just make sure you pop those up so they don't get caught or anything. But there we go, that's the board done. Intel logo's the right way up, which I'm very happy about. And our RAM's in, NVMe's in, job done. So we can get on with the rest of the job now.
You might be complaining about something else.
I'm meant to be complaining.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're good in Intel.
Currently it's all going swimmingly, so. And the Intel mounting mechanism, I've got to be honest, it's pretty bloody good. There's very little to complain about. Now when you're, well, you don't have to do this, but I generally do when I'm putting a system together or putting parts together, just in case. You never know if there's going to be any RMAs, so just make sure you keep hold of all the bits and pieces, because you never know if you need to send it back. Or if you, of course, if you bought it on Amazon, then you do a review and then the review tanks, then obviously you can still send it back. I didn't say that. That was someone else, just sounded like me. Of course, we got our Intel processor and our Intel Core i3 sticker. 10th gen. Won't be putting that on there because 11th gen is out. Bastards. Absolute bastards. Can't believe it. Within 24 hours of me actually buying this board, or it arriving rather, they announced the 11th gen and the fact that this would not work with it. Absolutely gutted. But what can you do? So let's put those bits to one side because we'll be needing those a little bit later. Oh, we didn't need our M.2 screws. Put those away before I lose them. Easily done. And we still need our antenna, so we'll use those later. Cooling paste is no longer necessary. And don't need those, yes, good, good, good. So, let's turn off the PC and take this bad boy apart. Actually, is there anyone, any important questions I should be answering yet, Kath?
I don't think so. I would not be able to keep up with it, to be honest.
Kevin Holmes says 11th gen is only the laptop processors. And Slim Pickin says 11th gen will go on that board. Well, currently at the moment, both Intel and MSI have both said publicly that B450 and also H410 will not work with 11th gen. So I'm only repeating what Intel and MSI are saying. Yeah, a lot of people, there's been a lot of speculation on Google and obviously YouTube and all that kind of stuff, where people have said, yeah, 11th gen is going to be fine. But currently it doesn't seem to be. And because of the extra power requirements and the extra interconnects that are required for the 11th gen, even though it's pin compatible, I think the lower end boards, that's the reason why they're not going to do it, because they are lower end boards and they just don't have the electrical connectivity to support PCI Express Gen 4. That could be completely wrong. Who knows? But that is my theory on it. But yeah, if you go and watch my video, there is cutaways. I think I put cutaways in it of the links from the Intel site and also MSI site to say that it's not compatible. So yeah, I'm only going on that. I can't speculate and say yes, it is going to work, or maybe it'll work, because at the moment that is not the case. Shut down. But of course, if that changes, then I said in the video actually, if it does change and I get information to the contrary, then obviously I will update the video. I'll probably do a separate video as well, just to kind of highlight the fact as well. So first and foremost, when you're doing a PC, taking apart a PC, the first thing to do is obviously take out any air fresheners that may be inside. This one is California Sense Car Sense, and this is the ice. Nice. Sorry. Ah dear. I do amuse myself sometimes. Good thing with those air fresheners as well, because your PC is basically pushing air through all the time. If you've got cats or you vape or whatever, it keeps nice fresh scent going through the air. It's nice. Good stuff. Where do I start? Okay. So most of you have probably seen this case already. This is the Citadel from Colink. Actually one of my favourite cases.
Ultimate Tech.
Ultimate Tech Hub, hello.
Give you a shout out on his last video, check it out.
Oh, excellent. I'll have to take a look at that. Ultimate Tech Hub. Right, remind me to do that. That's Mike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought it was, yes.
Mike for Mike.
Mike for Mike. I'll have to, yeah, I will definitely check that out. It should be, I don't know why, it doesn't appear to be on my subscription feed.
No cat in the case.
Hmm?
No cat in the case.
No cats in the case. No. Let's take this side panel off. Oh, have they got Indian food?
I don't know. They had something come.
I can smell Indian food. Right, let's get rid of the, where do we start? Actually, if I flip this around, then you guys can see what I'm doing as well. Not that you probably want to, but I'm going to make you. There we go. I think you can see pretty much everything that's going on there. So we'll take the RAM out. Let's actually disconnect the RGB at the top. Take our RAM sticks. 1, 2,
Danielle from Creative
3,
Colour
4.
I thought that was a radio.
What, my PC behind? Thought it was a radio? Incredible. Right, the RAM, unfortunately, is like I said, it's DDR4. It's the V Color, the Prism Pro 2, which unfortunately will not be able to be used in this particular new setup. So we'll be getting shot of that. It's typical. This board, both this board and the other one, which is going to be going into it, have God, that's difficult to get out. Both of them have USB Type-C, but unfortunately, this particular system, case rather, doesn't have USB Type-C. which is a bit of a pain. Not that I really use USB Type-C apart from, well, actually the only thing I've really used it for is charging my my wireless mic packs. And actually, out of interest, talking of wireless mic packs, how is the audio on this stream? Is the audio okay? Can you hear me okay? Is there noise? Is there interference? If you're listening on a set of decent headphones, please let us know in the comments if the audio is okay, and if there's any weird noises apart from obviously a Bristolian. But there's not really a great deal I can do about that. Ugly Bob says it's terrible, we can still hear you. F you, Bob, F you.
Is this the chunky wiener build? Yeah,
this is the chunky wiener build. The thought of building this is actually giving me a chunky wiener, I've got to be honest.
Chewed.
Chewed. Right, so
on the breezes, Bob.
We'll disconnect all the bottom stuff, all the front I/O, and USB 3 headers. Been a load of people on our Discord have had problems with these. Now, a lot of the times the plastic will actually come away with the port. So what I do is actually wiggle it. So wiggle it up and down rather than pulling it out, and then it should come out pretty smoothly as it did there and didn't take the plastic off, which is what I was hoping for. So let's see if we can actually get the screws out. This is actually not the easiest way of doing this because there's not a great deal of light on this. Actually, let me put my head torch on. After all, that is why I've got it. Head torch. Plenty of light so I can see what the F is going on. But you guys probably can't. So just talk amongst yourselves. I have actually, before we started this video, I downloaded the latest version of Windows 10 using the media creation tool. If you're not sure how to use the media creation tool, there is a rather fantastic video on our channel which you can follow along if you need to download it for yourself if you're doing your own build. Also as well, if you're not too sure or you can't find that video, if you go over to our Discord channel or Discord chat server, in the technical support sections, I think it's pinned in tech rooms 1, 2 and 3, so actually possibly not 3, but it's pinned in there somewhere. So if you get stuck and you're not sure how to download Windows onto a USB for installation, then all that kind of information is there. Also as well, actually, for all of you people that are struggling with BIOS updates at the moment, and there seems to be a lot of you, also we've got some really fantastic information for doing BIOS updates and things you can try. So if you've watched the videos online from Gigabyte, or you've even watched ours and you're still getting troubles, then you can head over and take a look. Yes,
Kevin said you should just use your existing M.2 drive, then all the software would already be installed.
Yes, it would be, but because it's going from an Intel chipset, from an AMD chipset to an Intel chipset, and previously I have had inconsistencies with performance, to alleviate or at least rule out any issues with the motherboard and processor, I think starting with a fresh M.2 is going to be a better way of doing it. You never know if there's going to be any issues with this particular one or the actual installation. So yes, that is the reason why I'm not going to be doing that. Also, it is good practice if you can, if it's not too inconvenient, to do a fresh installation. Working entirely.
It says you could have just uninstalled the AMD software.
Yes, possibly.
But Mark says you'd have to strip all the drivers down. Can be a ball ache.
Yeah. If there's any issues with the system or any inconsistencies, there's no point messing around with it. You're better off just starting again. You really are. Where's our RGB? So our RGB is at the bottom, so I'm going to have to tuck that back in there. I may not worry about the RGB too much at this point, actually getting up and running. What the plan is actually is to get this board installed, get it set up, and I won't be doing all of that in this stream because we'll be here absolutely forever. Oh, actually, I know I was nearly forgetting then. Make sure you take out the old I/O shield. Rookie mistake, leaving it in there.
Patrick says don't break your AMD stuff, is almost a collector's item right now.
Yeah. The AMD stuff is another part of this actually. If it does turn out that this system actually performs as good or potentially even better than the the AMD setup, then I will be selling it, because at the moment obviously they are selling it quite a good premium, so I should be able to recoup some of my existing losses, which is always good.
Matthew Day says, is that an inbuilt shield?
It is an inbuilt shield, yes. And I think it's catching on the fan. I think it did actually last time I did this. So because I've got a 140mm fan in the back of here rather than a 120, it's extremely close to the VRM. So let's loosen those off a little bit. Give yourself a little breathing room. I am actually going to put the original Co-Link fans back in here as well, just in case I do decide to sell this. I think that makes a lot of sense. Which I know is unlike me to make any sense, but that's what happened one day. And I just dropped a screw. Where did I drop that? Oh, there it is. Right in between the RAM sticks. Couldn't really do it any worse than that. That fan is going to have to come out.
Is it going to have those annoying gaps on the RAM sticks?
No, there won't be any annoying gaps on these RAM sticks. So for those of you that were triggered by the previous RAM sticks, oh, dropped another one. Magnetic screwdriver always comes in handy. These are actually not a bad little set of screwdrivers. Got them on Amazon, pretty good price. There we go. The cooling system has been improved immensely. And there we go. Anything caught down there? No, I think we're pretty much all okay. And I have already checked all of the motherboard standoffs are exactly the same. Actually, what's that down there? What that? So that looks pretty good. The actually that rear I/O shield does look pretty fancy in there. We like that. So when you're putting the motherboard back in, it's probably a good idea. Actually, let's move that up a bit. I know we'll move that down a bit. There we go. So when you put the motherboard screws in, it's a good idea if you can start in the middle section. Just put the first one in quite loosely. Then put in one across the other side, and then basically do all the middle ones first. If you do all the middle ones first, you should find that everything matches up quite nicely. And yeah, it does certainly seem to. This is not the easiest of things to do actually, because I'm a little bit too low. Actually, let's see if I can. If I raise my chair up, I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Why didn't I do that hours ago? One downside of this not being an Asus board is the front panel I/O connector not being a solid all-in-one job, which would have been nice. And a slight downside of this particular case design, because there's not a great deal of room at the top, plugging in the CPU extra power connector. Oh. He says it went in first time. Totally unexpected. So that's the fan back in. We can screw that back in, or screw it up as the case probably be.
Can I ask some off-topic questions?
Can you ask off-topic questions? I guess, yes.
Antonio wants to know, can Asus rod crosshair A impact fit inside Be Quiet Pure Base 500DX PC case?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you repeat that then?
Yeah, the question about the Pure Base case, the 500DX and the RGE Crosshair 8. Yeah, I don't see why that shouldn't fit in there. I'm pretty sure that is. I'm not sure. I don't think it's an extended ATX board, so I think it's just a regular ATX form factor. To be honest with you, I would probably need to double check that just to be absolutely 100% sure. But my spider sensors are telling me it should be fine.
And is there a BIOS update for the 5950X?
For what, the same board?
This motherboard.
Yeah, there will be. Most definitely. Whether or not it's out yet is another question.
What size
Should be.
Is that like?
This is a mini ITX. No, sorry, it's not. It's ATX.
Is the fan cracked front?
No, I wish it was.
And then it's written there.
I would like to put things in back to front just to catch you guys out. But you're all pretty smart out there, so.
In the same way as you've got your RGB phone on your head.
Yeah. That would be cool. I want an RGB thong. Skystalker wants one to give to Tina for a joke Christmas gift or birthday gift. So we're going to have to make it happen at some point. So there's the front panel connectors going in. That was pretty easy. They're in essentially pretty much exactly the same place actually. The one that's going to be problematic is the USB Type 3 header, which is at the bottom. There isn't an opening there, so I'm going to have to rewire that internally. I may omit that for now, do that at a later date. Let's get this front I/O. The front I/O is an absolute pig on this thing. This is very, very close to the bottom. So let's do the bottom row first. So bottom row is going to be hard drive LED, then reset switch. So we'll do the hard drive LED if I can find that in this group. And with your front panel I/O connectors, this always starts off being plus, minus, plus, minus. So plus HD or HDD first of all. And then we've got power LED plus and minus, which is almost impossible to see. To be honest with you, most of these don't really make any difference apart from probably the power switch is the only one which actually has any importance these days.
That stock cooler is criminally ugly.
The stock cooler is absolutely awful.
Try saying criminally ugly.
It's criminally ugly. That's a lot of lilies, isn't it? Right, let's get the graphics card back in. Make sure the PCI Express thing is in the down position.
What PSU are you using?
Power supply in this one, I believe, is the, I think it's the AeroCool 500 watt bronze. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. It's the AeroCool, the Cylon 500 watt. Well, actually, is it the Cylon though? It might not be. Actually, no, tell a lie. This is the Great Wall 500 bronze, which the graphics card I haven't mentioned, but is a 1650 Super, which is going to be super for installing the well, for actually running OBS and stuff like that. I've got 3 screws left over there. What are they for? What have I not put in? Oh, the bottom ones for the motherboard.
54 likes before 10 PM.
54 likes before 10 PM.
Bob's been
Not bad.
grinding them up.
Thank you, Bob. And thank you all of you that are clicking on the like button. It's appreciated. It's, yeah. I do apologise for the camera. Unfortunately, I'm still actually trying to work out a way of getting power to the overhead for my my other Lumix camera, the G7, which would give a much better picture. That is something I definitely must do. That is going to be part of my New Year's resolution, is to actually update the cameras and the settings and all that, so that you guys don't have to stick around watching this absolute horse muck. So just one more screw. I got a screw left over. What have I got a screw left over?
You got one dislike from Lisa Sue.
Lisa Sue? Screw you, Lisa Sue.
Oh, Bob didn't like that.
Screw you and your bloody high heels. We love you, Lisa Sue. Although if you could have a word with your manufacturing department so they actually build more than one graphics card at each product cycle, that'd be brilliant. I know it might be a bit of an ask, but would actually be very helpful to those of us that actually want to buy a graphics card. Right, one more screw to go in the top.
Captain Meat wonders if you look like a minion with that on your head.
I probably do. I can't see. I am actually wearing it on a slightly jaunty angle. There you go. You can see, make your own mind up. Am I a minion? I feel like a bloody miner.
You have to go down on the chair.
I now know what it must feel like to be Welsh. Stereotypes. The Welsh are miners sometimes, or at least they used to be, many years ago. Shouldn't talk about that actually, because that could get political before too long. So that's how to break a side panel. So let's put the USB 3. Oh, I've bloody cable tied all that up like some kind of moron. Well, actually, talking of Welsh, did you know that the word moron in Welsh actually means carrot? So you can justifiably call someone a moron in Welsh, and it's almost a term of endearment.
Colin says you look like a Dalek.
Yeah.
You should have worn it when you stood next to the Daleks.
I should have done.
Yorkshiremen are also miners.
Yeah, and politicians like miners.
Did you say that?
I did say it out loud. Sorry, I meant Catholic priests. I said it quietly. Hopefully the YouTube algorithm won't see it.
So you can be a 9-carat moron.
You can.
9 moron.
A 9-carat carrot. There we go. That's not the neatest build I've ever done, if I'm completely honest. But not too bad.
Just like the 70s and 80s top of the pops presenters. See, that's more subtly put.
There we go, guys and girls. Now then, what do you think of that? Let's get my antennas on. I actually like this setup, I really do. I cannot lie. I wish I could hate it, but I don't. I actually quite like it. Which I didn't think I would. I thought this was going to suck major balls, but actually, no. It seemed all right. So next thing to do is obviously to get this fired up, get it back up on the shelf there, and start getting Windows installed and going through all that kind of stuff. I'll try and do some, if I can, if we can keep the stream going long enough, I'll see if we can do some really basic benchmarks. We'll see how it goes.
Why don't you just press ups on the desk?
I'll do some press ups on the desk as well, that'll be fun. Kath's suggestion, not mine, clearly.
Be more fun.
Your idea of fun and my idea of fun are really, really different at the moment. Right, fans, yep, good. Yeah, actually that is, I'm quite impressed with that.
Lucas is going.
Thanks for stopping by, Lucas, appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button and the donate button. I suppose really I should clean this glass before I put it back on, but yeah, I can't be bothered really. So I was actually going to try a case by DK First Player, or First Player Gaming, or whatever they want to call themselves. They do a version of this case actually called the called the DK D3, I believe it is. And I was trying to get one from UK Hot Deals ages ago. It was posted. One of our long-time Discord members and one of our moderators, Seam at Night, actually got one, and yeah, he was very pleased with it. So I was really chuffed when Colink reached out and said, "Do you want to try this case?" I was like, "Oh yeah, definitely." And at the time, I was kind of like, I don't know, actually, Micro ATX, do I really want to? But actually, this is probably my favourite Micro ATX case. Really do like it. And well, potentially, when this is all done and set up, when I'm happy that it runs as it should do, I'm actually really tempted just to sell this on, actually, so someone else can enjoy it, just so I can get on and do another project. So if there's anyone watching who's after a PC and they want something around this kind of specification, then yeah, let me know. The email address obviously at the bottom, or I got Discord if you want to have a chat on Discord. And obviously COVID times, so we'll have to post it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if somebody wants a nice little gaming PC, we'll hopefully sort something out. Right, you have a look at Maisie for a minute. I'm gonna connect this back up. Ow, cramp, that hurt. So, HDMI. So what's the bets, guys? Do you think it's going to post now I've built it? Let us know in the comments. In fact, if anyone wants to have a little wager, I'd be happy to oblige. Actually, no, I won't. I don't want to lose money. Where's the... Oh, God. Right, let's do something about that. And what have we got? So let's plug in that one. Let's plug in that one. Keep talking amongst yourselves. I'll be back. Possibly. Is that everything? That seems like I haven't got everything plugged in. I don't know. Give it a go. I don't know what I didn't do. I didn't plug in the RGB. Hello? That's Maisie. She is a cat, not a technical thing. We do have non-technical... Oh, minus stuff. Don't destroy things, cat. Definitely don't leave your scent on any of it. Yay! Oh. BN initialize failed. Whatever that means. Happy days. Anyway, it booted up. Let's get my Windows installation. Now, what is boot override on these? I think it's F11 if I remember rightly. The fans are going to be a bit noisy until we get them under control. Let's boot from the data traveler. And we start.
Aletta would use that as her doorstop collection.
Aletta, you're so hurtful. Hmm? Next, install.
The cat has more hair than you.
The cat does have more hair than me, considerably. Though the cat loses more of it on the floor than I do. Accept, yes. Custom install, so delete all the partitions, yeah. Delete, delete, delete. Next.
Did you reconnect the USB 3 cable?
Yes. Oh, what's it doing now? Oh, there we go. It was having a think. I got a feeling I put that NVMe drive into one of my NAS drives, and I think I probably left some of the BTRF file system on there, which is probably confusing the living daylights out of it. Oh, I forgot I had those. Right, let's put those away. Got to keep an eye out for. Actually, the boot menu should try and already go to the main drive rather than the boot drives. That's fine. So that's non-DRAM. These are V-color kits actually. That if you like your RGB, they're pretty cool because they're like filling kits, so you can fill all 4 slots on your motherboard without actually having 4 slots of RAM. It's decent stuff.
That's flamey.
There is our cat Flame.
Easy to chill.
I think I've left the ISO on the camera down, haven't I? I'm pretty sure that is what I've done. That's why it looks so quite dark. Because I am just a YouTube imbecile. Right, pack this away. restarting in 10 seconds, so we don't need that anymore. So we'll take that out, and that can go back over in the pile.
Oh, it went quiet for a second.
It did go quiet. Those fans are pretty noisy, I'll be honest with you. Actually, did I? Yes, this fan too. Oh, of course, yeah. That's because I set their speeds. I set them in the, rather than set them in the BIOS, I quite often just set them actually in the Red Dragon sensor software. Save messing around. So obviously I'm going to need to put the Red Dragon sensor back on there to tame the fans. And as Marshmallow Cookie will testify, these fans can move an absolute ton of air.
Trying to cool that beast with the CPU.
It is trying to cool the beast of the East. The Intel i whatever it is. i3 something. I don't know. I don't care. Right, so there's my RAM. So that's going to go back into a box somewhere at some point. Whatever. I suppose I should have got chipset drivers. Ricardo said Aletta knew today was Intel build day and she protested, not coming, lol. Could well be. Although she does live in, where does she live in? Ohio. Not sure what kind of crazy stuff they got going on over there at the moment. Right, so let's take off the CPU and the whatever from the rest of this motherboard while it's doing its thing. And we'll let Windows Update do its stuff as well, because I should actually practice what I preach. And generally on the Discord, we do state if you are if you're doing an install, don't get straight in there and start trying to do stuff. Let Windows do its thing, do all the updates it needs to do, all that kind of all that good stuff. And it does actually make sense. You should really do that. So what drive was that? That was the A60 1TB. What region are we in? We're in United Kingdom. Although from my accent, you probably couldn't tell. Gentlemen, if you want a very good APU, the Ryzen 5700G is coming as fast as Ryzen 7 3700X.
Aletta would rather be cooling a monkey than watch an Intel build. I said she could cool it on the fans and that.
Oh, keyboard layout, United Kingdom. Do you want to add a second one? No. Does anybody ever do that? Let us know if you're a viewer in perhaps a multilingual nation, somewhere like, I don't know, Canada. Do you have like 2 different types of keyboard layouts? One for, the French keyboards have a different layout. I guess they would, because they've got different things.
Letters?
No, letters would be the same, but they've got different kind of accents. That's the one. Set up for personal use, next. Offline account. Limited experience. Who's going to use this PC? Intel mofos. Create a memorable password? No, shan't. Refuse to, on the grounds of I can't be bothered. Skystalker says, yep, slightly different. Interesting. So do you install kind of the 2 language things so you can swap keyboards? No, no. Diagnostic only, no, no, no. Why don't you just do a no to all button? That would be a lot simpler. Cortana, no. Cortana, you can shove it right up your ass.
Too much.
Too much information for Cortana. Here, Cortana. Right, my babber. Which way round does that go in there?
What's Patrick for?
What's what?
Patrick.
Can you see Patrick?
to make
unattended Windows 10 installation. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's not really something that I would do on that regular basis. I guess there's people that want to. That's the kind of more thing that I would say someone like, I don't know, Kerry Holzman, Brytech, can't think of anyone else, but that's the kind of channels that I would expect to do that, the ones that are more kind of professional orientated rather than us enthusiasts and hobbyists. And some professionals, I guess. Yes. MMXY. What am I looking at?
Will there be pre-orders?
Will there be pre-orders for the RTX 3060 in the UK? Yeah, definitely there will be.
When that starts updating, the stream's going to stutter.
That is something I've considered. That is why I got the latest version. So I was going to let it do its own thing for a bit. If it, yeah, I think it's already starting to drop frames. Yeah, it's dropped frames already. So let's whip the cord. And we're back in the room. Do we drop some frames? Yeah, got the error message there. So we'll have to do it via Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi won't draw so much in. So let's use, I can't remember what the passwords are now. Let's have a look. Can't see down, can they? No. Let's see if that works out. If that's, oh shit, excuse my French, pardonnez-moi. Is that going to kill the stream?
They're all blurry.
No, that's just this. I'm sorry. It should come back. It says there that we're 4,100 kilobits. Yeah, we're back in the green now, so it should stabilize. I'll keep an eye on the green button and see if it changes. Over Wi-Fi, it should be fine. Just because it's gigabit LAN and our internet here in the UK, the download is awful. The upload's pretty bad, but when you've got both going on, and also we've got people doing stuff in the house as well. So yeah, hopefully it should be back to normal now. Yeah, if you stick on your, if it's all blurry still, if you go into the settings cog on YouTube and just click on to automatically go to 1080p or hit auto again, it should refresh. Hey, Kevin Om says the video's okay now, all good now. Pierre Plays YouTube says, I meant to say that I don't believe shit is French. No, that would be merde. Fun fact, the Toyota, the Roadster as it's known in Europe and America, in the United Kingdom is known as the MR2. But unfortunately, because of the way it's pronounced, in France they had to rename it because it just sounded like merde, MR2, merde. Fun fact.
It's one of your favourites.
I do love that one. That's almost as good as the freezing the balls off a brass monkey. I probably have told you guys that before, so I'm not going to go there again. Oh, that's what I did. I remember doing that now. That's where my carbon pad went. Oh, that saves me cleaning up the CPU. Happy days. Resolve.
Stuart said, as James asked, is the Intel online?
Is the Intel online? Yeah, seems to be. And it appears to be. Browse the web with Microsoft Edge. Get started. Yeah. Sorry, I'm excited. I'm using an Intel setup again. The last one I used was back in the summertime. Was it March? Was it? Not sure when it was. When did I get that Intel setup off you? I can't remember when it was. It was when we were running out of toilet roll, so it must have been lockdown 1.0. It sounds so stupid, doesn't it? Lockdown 1.0. What are we really thinking of? dear lordy. Right, that's got to go in there. Put the motherboard bits and pieces back on. Actually, what I've done with the screws, I can't have lost the screws. Dun dun dun. Oh, crapola. What have I done with them? What do I always say? Put the screws straight back in the box. What do I actually do? Not put the screws back in the box.
What internet speed have we got?
100 meg. But that's only for the download. The upload is like some like 10 meg if you're lucky. I think it's realistic. It's probably closer to 6. Oh man! Oh, there they are. Happy days.
Did you set the RAM speed?
No, I haven't set anything at all. I've not even gone into the BIOS. Although I did go into the BIOS originally to when I did the video, just so you could see what the BIOS was like. So it's probably kept it from there. Sign in, continue without signing in, blah blah blah. Yeah. Let's get CPU ID.
What are your thoughts on the MR2?
What are my thoughts on the MR2? The Mark 1 I liked, the Mark 2 I liked. Yeah, I guess it's...
A little bit worried for your head when it didn't have roll bars.
Yeah. The Mark 1, actually, I would have loved one of those, a Mark 1, because that was great with the like Targa roof on it. The Mark 2 got to be a little bit too big of a car.
Was that what Gab had?
No, he had a Prelude.
Roll bars.
Yeah. Yeah, the MR2. I've always wanted an MX-5. Don't know why, I've just always fancied one. They used to be like really cheap, you could pick them up for a couple of £100. Whereas now, because they're becoming collectible and quite rare, they're, well, considerably more. Very considerably more. CPU ID. Actually, I should seriously get the MSI software, actually. That would probably be the better bet. The hell? Setup English. Open. Yeah, accept. It's actually quite snappy. Like a crocodile sandwich. Yeah, it does feel quite snappy actually. I do think you find that actually. Intel systems, I suppose it's because it's a fresh install as well, which obviously is going to be giving it some help, but Intel systems do generally tend to be quite snappy, in my honest opinion. So yeah, Intel Core i3 10100, Comet Lake core speed currently at 800 megahertz. That doesn't sound right, but still. And the memory speed at the moment is 13333, and slot 2. Yeah, so 13333 is... We should be able to do XMP more, but anyway, 13333 is fine with CAS latency 15, which is okay. It's acceptable.
What's the advantage or not on the thermal pad? Those two please.
It's just cleaner for the thermal pad. If you install a thermal pad, obviously because there's no paste and it's effectively dry, then you don't have to worry about cleaning stuff out or getting any paste actually into the CPU socket, or any issues with conductivity and all that kind of stuff. So that is probably the biggest benefit. Otherwise, you don't always get quite as good temperatures, which is probably one of the downsides, but it is easier, and obviously it is a kind of almost like a lifetime investment. So once you've used it, you can just keep on using it and using it and using it and using it until I basically break it.
What's
What's that?
Hit it with Intel support a system.
Funny actually, I did a search earlier for Intel drivers. I was going to just put it onto the USB stick, and there didn't seem to be any B450, B460 drivers on the Intel site, which was a little bit weird. If anybody wants a motherboard, let me know. Yeah, it's going to need Intel drivers because it says base system device. So let's go with Intel driver assistant. I agree, install, blah, 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 yeah, yada, yada, yada. Setup is initializing. How exciting. I'm really looking forward to see how well this this thing performs. Chunky weenie? Where?
James Miscellaneous told me to say it.
James Miscellaneous leading you astray. God bless him. Dr. Hex UK says Mike's unboxing reviews and how to. I asked about that. I asked first about the motherboard. Okay. I don't think there's going to be a mad rush for it, to be honest. But certainly, yeah. Pop into the Discord and we'll sort some out and get it sent in the post to you. Kath loves going to the post office. Oh no, actually you can't. Lockdown.
I pay them to come
So
here.
yeah, it'll be a bit. In fairness, the postage may be slightly dearer than normal because we have to pay the postman to come and actually collect stuff from the house rather than go into the local post office. But it's not. I think it's about an extra £2, is it, or something like that? Who's taking the piss out of your accent? But everybody.
Yeah.
Thermal pads, don't put them on the desk and get them greasy or put fingerprints on them. Makes them not work as well as they should. Bear that in mind. One of those. So that's that packed away, that packed away. I think we're pretty good. Ooh, launch. This thing's way ahead of me. Ooh, what's it doing? Okay.
Using the GTX 1650 Super in this build.
Yes. So Intel wireless Bluetooth. Oh, that's funny. It only picked up two things: the Intel wireless Bluetooth for Windows 10 and the Wi-Fi drivers for Intel. Devices and drivers, audio done, blah blah blah. Gaming headset. Oh, C media. That looks like it's picked up most of it. It's quite impressive. I quite like that. It says it needs a reboot though. So, base system device. Update driver. Oh, running Windows Update, that's probably a bad idea, isn't it? We'll see. Okay, moving on.
What is a Whopper candy?
Mike's head is like a Whopper candy. Not sure what that is. Oh, clicked out Kev's. Oh, actually, Skystalker says I might have been distracted at the time. Is Mike using the GTX 1650S? Yes, I am. Uh-oh, Windows Update is borking the system. How much longer has that got? Oh man. I know. Right, let's reboot, because that'll put paid to any update shenanigans. Windows updates can. Right, can you pass my drink, please, Cal? I think I can scoot over there, and I'll answer some of the lovely people's questions and enjoy some silence. What's that in there? Oh. Do I want a beer? Do I want a beer? Mm-mm. Yeah, kids, stop downloading. Oh.
Do you guys have any vid?
Oh, that's because this crap's rebooted, hasn't it? You shithead. Right, disconnect. I don't think I'm going to be able to do any more on it, am I? Ugly Bob says, do you have work tomorrow? No, I don't. I do next week, sadly. Next Sunday I will be working. My my second day's work of the month, I think. Is it still the same month next Sunday? Yeah, must be. Second day's work this year. I wouldn't really call it work, to be fair. At least what I do, isn't it? Oh, I forgot to put the Wi-Fi antennas in the box. Is the stream back to normal yet? Where are we at? We're dropped. We dropped a couple of frames. Well, I say a couple, 2,000. That's just a few. Get a beer then. Beer, yes, have some. As Rick Marner says, yes, have some. That was a really good movie quote there. I like that. Ghostbusters 37th year anniversary currently. 37 years ago for Ghostbusters. How ridiculous is that? 37 years. 37 years. The stream hasn't bugged out, I'm just saying it repeatedly. 37 years. Holy shit. That is such a long time. I went to see Ghostbusters in the cinema with my mum and her boyfriend, and it was an amazing experience. If you haven't seen Ghostbusters in a cinema with all the sound and the audio and the Dolby and all that kind of stuff, you have to do it. You really, really do. If they re-released the original Ghostbusters in the cinema, you need to go and see that, mother. You really do. It is such an enjoyable film. I personally like Bill Murray. I think Bill Murray is great. Kath's not so keen. But we can't all like the same things. Oi! Cats, stop fighting. God damn it. You can have a beer. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. That was Matthew Corbett from Sooty. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. If anyone's got kids and they've had to endure Sooty, you'll know what that is all about. Maisie! God damn it. Calm your ass down.
46 years for Jules.
46 years for Jules? Holy crapola.
Do it. Do the theme tune.
What, Jules? I can play it. Doom, 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 doom. Dun, 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 dun. James from Snail says, I saw Groundhog Day in the theatre. Groundhog Day is a great movie as well. I like that.
That's what I think lockdown is.
We are living Groundhog Day currently. What is that? That's good stuff. Birra Moretti. That's what we have it. Moretti, that's from... What's the... Ital, that's the one. Hold on. Good stuff.
I usually have. What's the one I usually have?
Oh, crap.
What do I usually drink now? The lime in the top.
I don't know. Right, I'm going to connect on the 2.4 gigahertz network, which should give lower speeds and make it plausible. We'll see. James Miscellaneous says, Bill Murray tried to buy my friend's building in downtown Jersey City. Amazing. Oh, it's bored the stream already. Son of a bitch. Alright, I know what we can do.
It's Call of Duty Black Ops 3 worth now.
That is a very unanswerable question, to be honest with you. I've never played it, I don't think, on PC. That's stable now? It appears to be. Alright, we'll see how that goes. If it bums out again, I'll have to kill the updates.
YouTube.
Ted H says, my dad's always drinking that. Haha. Is Call of Duty Black Ops 3 worth it now? Don't know. Anyone else in the chat? I think it's more of a console title, isn't it?
No fighting, we have to go on the desk for Daddy.
Vicar Hits says, love your videos. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well, we've done all the hard work, so now we can just sit back and chill a little bit and answer some of your questions and have a chat. Stuart Cleary says, do you have fibre optic broadband there? Yeah, we got Virgin Media, but it's just, it really struggles whenever we're doing downloads. I suppose it's because I haven't got quality of service enabled on my router, which would make life easier. But when I'm trying to do uploads and downloads, I just want it to be as quick as possible. So I turn off quality of service deliberately. I suppose I should have put it back on. Peter. Yes. Peter says, hey, I have one question related to PC parts. Comes to the right place. Is Ryzen 5 3600X good with RX 5500 XT 8GB version? Yep, absolutely fine. Totally fine. Kath, do you see that message from Pierre?
No, sorry, missed.
It says, I'm looking for that live stream where you used the up here fans from 10 months ago, but I can't find it. Any chance you could send a link to me in Discord?
Probably not. I don't know.
If it's in a stream, up here fans. Wasn't that 10 months ago? Blimey. We'll have a look for you, Pierre. Mizra says, performance-wise, how different are the 3100 and the 10100? That is a very good question, and hopefully is something we will discover. Potentially. Maybe. Get even more out of window. Error encountered. Ooh. Intel, 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 driver, 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 software, Intel, Realtek, Intel, download and install. Please don't kill the stream. That would suck. This is really nice stuff, this BR whatever it is.
That's what Angel got you.
Thanks, Angel. She's a good daughter. Mm-mm.
You do get better presents now she buys them herself than me buying them from her.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Cool. Stuart Clary's got some really good broadband now. I do need to upgrade the broadband. I'm tempted, because at the moment we're getting literally screwed by Virgin Media, because we're paying, I think, £53 a month, £52 a month. It's about to go up about another £5, £6. And we've been with them literally since...
2002.
Well, technically we were with them before that, because at your mum's.
Oh, no, 2002 we had broadband.
Yeah, 2002 we had it installed. So, yeah, almost 20 years with Virgin Media, pretty much consistently. And every single year it's just like, more money, more money, more money. So what about some customer loyalty? If I was a new customer, I would get what the service I'm on now for £30. So it's £20 different.
10th February 2002 we had it. First.
Rubbish. Hello?
10th February 2002 we had it.
Was it? Angel's birthday?
Might have been the 14th February.
Oh, I've got to do a reboot. Instant reboot. Hang on, this is installing. Go on, restart now, whatever. Get on with it.
Mark Point has a question, but I didn't see it.
Mark Point has a question. Kath, did you see my question?
Yeah, above that it must be.
Mark Point says, how-to videos for driver updates. We did one. There was a Snappy Driver Installer, which is actually really good. I might do another kind of update on that. Driver updates generally, if you've got the time for it, you can just let Windows Update do it all, and it will pretty much, within reason, get all of it for you. Wildlife Snapper says existing Virgin customers or get a polling service. They are only interested in new customers. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I am seriously considering going over to a telephone-based internet service like Sky or BT or something. PlusNet even. But we haven't got a telephone line as such. We've got a telephone line which runs off of our fibre. So technically we would need a physical telephone line installed as well, I think.
Well, there's been a good week for changing things.
Yeah. And actually today, I've spent most of today actually in our comms section of the house. So behind our TV, I'm not sure if some of you have probably seen it from some of the videos we've done previously, but behind where my TV is in the front room or living room, there is our Hive home hub. There is our gigabit router. There's also the Tytronics mesh system. Also there is the Synology NAS and also the Virgin Media cable modem as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on back there, and it was as of actually, and our IMU security cameras as well perched on top of it all. So there was a lot of stuff going on there, and there's wires everywhere, and it's absolutely horrendous. And on top of that, in front of it, there's also my InWin B1 PC. There's also a Fire TV stick, a PlayStation 3, and the TV itself. So there's a lot of stuff going on in that little area. So today I've ripped the whole lot out, put a new shelf in underneath the existing shelf, and I've put all of the comm stuff nice and neatly. I actually got the whole drill and drilled holes in the shelf so I can stick the cables through directly behind the actual units, and then I've put cable ties and hooks underneath the shelf, so because it's a floating shelf design, so all the cables are nice and neatly tucked from side to side. So I drilled about 7 or 8 holes in the shelf, depending on what device it was. So some devices, like obviously the Switch, needed more because there's loads of cables, and for the NAS as well, because we've got 2 LAN ports going into that, power, etc, etc. Anyway, long story short, it now looks amazing, but I need to do a bit of decorating there and paint the walls again, because some of the stuff I pulled off has ripped some of the wallpaper off. But overall, it's not too bad. So I've spent most of the day rewiring all that, and I'm really, really pleased with it. So you may well be seeing that in a video coming very shortly. I was tempted to do kind of like a video tutorial of going through the whole process, but kind of working out in my head where things needed to go, and obviously turning off the internet during the day with Kath and George and Angel about the internet dropping out, etc, etc. It's not good. Normally I would have done something like that when Kath would have been at work and George would have been at work, but obviously COVID times, that doesn't happen that often. Has this been rebooting all the time? Did it reboot again? Is anyone watching? Has it crashed?
It's a game, says, can you sort it out for GPU?
Probably. Well, it's mighty cold in there. I can't imagine those VRMs ever getting warm. Ever. Or ever? Oh, come on. Is it frozen? Is the number lock working? Yeah, number lock is working, so it's doing something. Intel, reliable. Ha! It's probably my fault for stopping the update midstream. Oh, something just flew into my ear. Probably the spirit of AMD trying to possess me, like in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Totally excellent, D. Yeah, probably do. Sorry, just reading the comments here. Tristan G says, I like AMD builds. Sorry, I like AMD systems. All of my builds are AMD. Yeah. Markovsky says good airflow in the Citadel. And yeah, you ain't kidding. Oh, it was doing something. Configuring Windows updates. See? That's times like that is when patience kicks in. You should, if you can. You guys probably can't quite see out of the corner there, but the screen is actually saying restarting. It was on it for ages. So rather than just hit the power after a few minutes, just let it do its own thing. It will eventually get in and do what it needs to do. And actually, I need to sort those fans out because they're driving me slightly insane. So hardware monitor and system fan 2, smart fan, PWM, and relax.
Maisie wants to sit by you.
She does. So 100% at 70 degrees, 55%, no, 60% at 60 degrees, and then the rest of it will just bottom out. Silence. That is a wonderful thing.
Oh, she's not sitting on.
Actually, the laptop is actually a little bit louder than the PC now. Let's see if we can bring it down a notch. I think they've just stopped. No, they haven't. Are they moving it any air at all now? Wow, that is quiet. I'm going to get my lav mic right in the front of the PC. Just about here. Very, very slight whir. If I open it up. Basically, it's just a mechanical. I think it's the fan actually. No. Oh, I know what it'll be. There. If I stop the fans on the graphics card, basically silent. I hate that graphics card. I really do. That is impressively quiet. And temperature-wise, at the moment, the CPU is at, for those of you that are potentially interested, oh, amazing. CPU is at 35 degrees C, which in a 23 degree ambient room is absolutely fine. And that's with the stock cooler. The system is 30 degrees C, the MOSFETs are 32 degrees C, the PCH or chipset is 33 degrees C, and the CPU socket is 32 degrees C. So we've got a range there, system temperature is about up to 31. And being that we're in the BIOS at the moment, where normally the voltage control is completely whack, that's great. Genuinely great. And XMP is enabled, yeah, there we go. OC settings. Is there anything we can do in OC? I don't think there is.
Do you make me the camera in at all?
Apply ratio, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure there's nothing we can do in there. So, restart. That is much quiet. Isn't that quiet now? Holy Mother of God. Midlife crisis mic?
Yeah. I had that years ago.
I've had loads of them. My first midlife crisis was when I bought my 3 Series BMW convertible. I was losing my hair, so I gained a roof, or lost a roof as well. Hoping that the additional airflow would help my follicles, but it certainly didn't.
And then you bought a hard roof for it, that didn't work either.
Yeah, so I bought a hard roof for it as an adaptation, and that was rubbish as well. Now I bought a Mercedes. And that made my balls hurt. Something about the seating position just made my balls ache in that car. I hated that car. It just made my balls ache like crazy.
And a ball ache, and a ball ache.
Roberto says, how much would that PC cost? The one Mike built. Let's have a look. So, actually, I probably need to do it on PC Part Picker. The case I'm thinking is about 50 at the moment. Power supplies 30. Yeah, please, yeah.
50, 30.
The motherboard 110. RAM 50, CPU 75, graphics card about 180. The M.2 drive, say 90 for argument's sake. I'm not sure exactly. I think that's all that's in there. Power supply, RAM, yeah. Well, the fans, I suppose you could ignore the fans because that was outside it. So how much is that, Kath?
585.
£585. Add on another £4.90 for a Windows 10 license. £590 for argument's sake. 600 quid for a PC. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, I'm going to install the MSI Dragon Center because I don't like RGB not working, and I want to see if there's any overclock. Dragon Center. Some of you think that when I'm singing to myself like this, I'm doing it just because like, oh, I'm on YouTube or something. But Kath actually verified that basically when I'm editing videos in here and I'm sat here pretty much on my own, or Kath's just sat there minding her business, I'm editing the video and I'm literally talking to myself and singing to myself and making up stupid. Yeah, I tell myself how much of a fool I am, and I use much stronger language.
Shut up.
Shut up, you idiot. I just can't help it. There is something a little bit wrong with me.
Did you include the M.2 you did, didn't you?
I believe so, yeah.
90, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was about 90 for the M.2, thereabouts.
That's what you said, wasn't it?
I think it's about right. What I might do is actually, I might do an update on this video after, like a shortened version, going through the parts and as like a recommendation, and with the PC part picker listing as well. Right, Dragon Center's downloading. Is that killing the stream? Apparently not. Thank you. Kath does the math. Yes. Did you include the M.2 drive, Mike? Yes, I did.
Get the Dragon Center in Microsoft Store, said.
Oh yeah, of course you can, yeah. I forgot about that. Preddy solved my midlife crisis. How did he do that? I didn't see the original statement. Matthew Day says multi-core enhance. Yeah, I think that was set on. BMW is a ball ache for most owners, lol, says Glenn. Click Tech Kev says, my midlife crisis was when I started a YouTube channel in my 40s. Welcome to my life. Ah, dear. When did we start this?
2017.
2017.
5 days?
Yeah. In 5 days' time, we are 4-year anniversary of YouTube. It's very weird looking back to some of the early videos.
Cringe.
And
Right, here it is.
some of them are really cringe, but some of them are actually, I look back at them now and I'm actually really quite proud because they are really helpful. And they're actually, there's no fluff, there's no BS, it's just basically, this is how to do it. It's presented in a slightly more lengthy way than some of those kind of, what I'd like to call hand videos on YouTube, where it's just basically text that comes up on the screen and someone's doing something and you're like, what the hell are they doing? I don't like those videos. There seems to be loads of them. Actually, I think YouTube have cut down on those now, haven't they? There doesn't seem to be many. Yeah, I used to get those all the time, but maybe I'm just not looking for that stuff anymore. Anyway, yeah, it's been a fun 4 years, full of lots of laughter, very, very few tears. Oh, it's been pretty good. And if I was to recommend it to anybody, yes, I definitely would. It's changed our lives, hasn't it? It really has. And actually, some of the best part of it is meeting some of you lot, some of the people on in our Discord community for sure, and some of the people in the wider community. Like, you guys are amazing. You really are. You turn up every Saturday for streams, and there's some of you guys who kind of every single video, even if it's something that you don't give a toss about, You'll get on there, leave a comment, leave a like and all that kind of stuff. Part of our community, yeah, answering people's questions. An amazing, amazing community. I couldn't have asked for more. It really is, it's quite humbling actually, it really is. And I'm not paying anyone yet. Although I did have a weird dream that I put an advert on the stream tonight of we're hiring.
No, that was Linus. That's what you watched this morning, wasn't it?
It must have been, but I built it into a dream somehow. Strange boy. Mark Point says, before all the like, bell and subscribe junk. Yeah. Pierre Play says, I rewatched the Up Here fan vid and saw that I said the vid was helpful and that I subbed. Bless you. It's actually really nice as well. YouTube is a really nice community where generally on the whole, most people actually are really supportive. So in most walks of life, it's very unlikely that people are going to give you a helping hand and kind of help you up your game. Whereas in the YouTube community, generally, like most of the creators I know, we all kind of share contacts and advice and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. And some of the analytics, if there's issues with, you're looking at your view count, it looks a bit weird, then we'll kind of talk to each other and say, well, have you got this going on yours? Rather than like keeping it to yourself and worrying about it. It's really, really nice community.
I think it's after working at BBC and I kind of...
Stuart Cleary gives us €10 and says, thanks Mike for the down to earth and chilled vids. Thank you. Appreciate that. Fear Place says, where did Mike go? Still here. Oh yeah. Caddyshack. Sorry, classic Bill Murray. I didn't like that one. I watched it and I didn't like it that much. Mehmet says, are you living? Yeah, apparently. Oh crap, did I miss the thing? Did it install already? Oh, there we go. Dragon Center. Oh god. Yeah, Dragon Center, run as administrator. You have to do that the first time. Well, at least we've got sound. Oh, well, it's going to carry on. Pierre Play says, it was so dark we could barely see your head shine. Thanks, little pal. Stuart Cleary says, what phone do you and Kath use? We're really sad because we always get the same phones, or most of the time get the same phones. So both of us are using iPhone XRs at the moment.
Whereas Angel's are 12.
Angry Doe says, your heart is located a little bit to the left of the middle of your body, not on the right. You're assuming that I'm human and not a Time Lord of some sort. Wildlife Snapper says, Dragon Center took a while to download, but it'll be ready for the Chinese New Year. Brilliant. Oh god, read all that stuff? Yeah, whatever. Blah, 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 yeah, blah, blah. Say special stuff, yes.
Oh. Nokia though.
I have, oh my god, you've actually got to scroll through this before you can click on it. Absolute mayhem. I have read it. I have read it. Let me, oh, come on. Yes. There's actually a timeout as well, so you can't click on it straight away to say that I've read it because they know you haven't read it quick enough. Absolute gits. James Miscellaneous says, Dragon Center, I use that malware too. I actually quite like it. I like, when it's actually up and running, I like it because I've got MSI keyboard, MSI mouse, MSI headset, MSI motherboard, so it makes a lot of sense to have everything, all my eggs in that basket. And actually I find the fan control, I think I said it in the review video, I find MSI's fan control system to be probably one of the best on the market. ASRock's is a close second, I would say. Asus's is kind of third-ish. Gigabyte's somewhere out there in the periphery. Okay, come on. Is there anything else still installing? Device manager. No, it appears everything's installed. We haven't got all the latest drivers yet that I'm aware of. I am wanting to run Cinebench to see what score it gets. I think it's going to be crap anyway, but I think it might be worth doing. James says, I use it for fan control and RGB only. The driver update thing, IDs, my current driver's wrong. All the time I won't use it. I used to have that with, I had a AMD Radeon 5570, I think it was. Yeah, 5570, it was a little half-height graphics card. And that bloody thing, every single time AMD drivers would update it completely wrong, and it was absolutely rubbish. Please wait patiently for load modules. Like I've got a choice. Dutch Jan says, Red Devil doesn't work on Dragon Center. Big Street Food says hi. Hi, Big Street Food. Big Street Food, is that a channel, a YouTube channel that we may be interested in looking at because you have food, which is from the street and is big? It looks like a YouTube-y kind of icon, if I'm honest. It used to be you could click on these icons and actually open up the channels and stuff, couldn't you? But that doesn't work anymore. Why does that not work anymore? Why
It never has worked. You've always told me that, and it never has worked.
I'm sure it's worked before now.
It was in comments, but not here.
Okay. Misra says, if only there was a universal RGB software. That would be amazing, but it's not going to happen, sadly. Oh, I've got more things. I've got LAN Manager in here now, which I didn't have before. Mystic Light. Let's link all those things up together. Let's have some RGB. Oh, yes, we are synchronized. All is well in the world.
Open RGB, which I'm asked you to...
Gaming mode. Open RGB? I should look at that, I suppose. Software control, CPU, and fan. Let's do that. And is there anything I can do for extreme mode? CPU frequency, gain boost. That's just basically XMP, so that's about as much use as a chocolate turd. DRAM, sysfan, pump fan. It doesn't appear to be anything in there of any use whatsoever. Let's try extreme performance. And I suppose if we do get, let's get Cinebench. Kath, could you get me another beer, please? I would get it myself, but unfortunately, well, you know. What's that? What does it say? There's a picture on the Discord I can see of me with a speech bubble, and I can't read what it says. But I do look particularly stupid. But I do get paid for it, so it's not all that bad. Oh, it's a Turkish food channel. Oh, amazing. Turkish, oh, I'm trying to think, Turkish food. What do I like Turkish food?
Turkish Delight.
Turkish Delight, yeah. I don't think that's really Turkish, though. I think that's a myth. Are those,
I do actually like
what's those wraps? They're Turkish, aren't they?
No.
What's that bread? The we have the wraps in. That's Turkish bread, I'm sure it is.
No, I don't think it is.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining things.
But real Turkish Delight I like as well.
Right, let's install Cinebench. And then we will bring this to a conclusion. if anybody out there at the moment has got a system running a Ryzen 3 3100 and approximately 16 gigs of RAM or thereabouts, please can you run a quick Cinebench for me, and we can do a quick comparison, because I've got to be honest with you, I can't remember what my other one was.
Not kebab, not falafel. We have falafel king here.
Falafel's nice. No, what is the... Oh no, it's Lebanese I'm thinking of. Lebanese wraps.
Turkish.
Not Turkish, sorry. My apologies. My geography is all over the place.
Magic roll.
Come on, Cinebench. My girl Cinebench. Turkish Delight just tastes of flowers. Yeah, it tastes like roses, I think, doesn't it? Okay. I suppose I should be keeping an eye on temperatures, but actually not particularly bothered. But I will take a look. I want to open up CPU ID and take a look and... Oh no, I don't want that, do I? Yeah, SPD, that'll do. What's this supposed to go to? 4.3, isn't it? The boost clock. So 4.2 I've just seen. What the hell? Right, let's minimise that. And let's do Cinebench. Anyone posted the 3100 scores yet? Glenn says 902. Actually, which version is this? Well, this is version R23, and it's the Windows version rather than the direct one. So I'm not going to do single core because that's just going to take forever. Mind you, I haven't really got anything else to do, so let's do minimum test. And it is advisable when you do this actually just to give it a few seconds when you've opened the program before you run it, just to let it all cache. And there we go, let's see what it turns out. So this is basically a fresh-ish install with very little installed. It might still be doing some Windows updates in the background which can affect these kind of things, but hopefully it won't be too bad. 4 cores, 8 threads, so it shouldn't be entirely crap. And let's see what frequency we're at. So 4.1 on all cores. Which, yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that. And we'll see what comes out. Matthew Day, there is a new one, yeah, R23 is the latest one. So if anyone can put quickly get Cinebench R23 and post your scores, that'd be extremely useful for comparisons. Glenn's saying 902. 902. Is that 9002? Or 9020? Well, we'll see. Because we should get a score eventually. Man, this is slow. It looks slow. I can't tell if it is slow, but it looks slow. But then quite often it's like Top Gear. When they're going around the track and they look slow, it's actually quite quick. When they look like they're out of control and fast, it's quite slow. That's probably not relevant to CPU scoring, is it? Okay. Wildlife Snapper says, I've never eaten a rose. You've never lived. You should always eat you should always eat one. Right, Ugly Bob says Cinebench R23 8870, and Ugly Bob said run it again, so 9080. So I guess Glenn's was 9020. Ooh, let's see what happens. Exciting. I bet mine underperforms. It's just the luck I have. It really is. Please be 9000 at least. Well, obviously something's gone quite wrong there. Are you guys doing 23?
Cinebench R23.
Jesus.
Why, what's yours? 102.
5,413. Which is just slightly below the i7 7700K. I'm confused. That seems a little bit too slow. Right, let's put it into custom mode, because I can't bear to hear that anymore. And let's close down that. I'm going to run it again.
Glenn says that's about right.
Oh, what, for 23?
Yeah, that's about right, he says.
What's... Ugly Bob, are you running the same processor? You're not, are you?
Ugly Bob's impressed with that.
Glenn says that's about right. Oh, Ugly Bob's is on a 3600 with 16 gigs of RAM. Right, let's do another quick one. It won't be quick. Yeah, so 5413. I'll put that in the chat just in case anyone misses it. Would help if I could spell score. 5413. Dr. Hex UK says CPU Monkey says the 3100 is 5423. And I got 5413, so it's like 10 within it, which is exactly within margin of error, definitely. So as long as it scores pretty much the same as the 3100, I'm pleased. Obviously, overclocking and all that kind of stuff does come into it, but considering how much cheaper you can buy DDR4 RAM if you're buying less than kind of 3600, which is pretty much where you should be looking for a Ryzen system. It's still early doors because I've not tested everything. I've not got all the drivers installed that I want to, all that kind of stuff. All the Windows updates aren't done, yada, yada, yada. But overall, I think it's actually, yeah, it's not too bad.
Too bad what?
Hmm?
Too bad
It's not too bad a system. A score? Yeah, it's not too bad. A score could be a lot worse. I'm not going to smash it to pieces.
There's a lion next to you.
Mike, don't turn around, there is a lion. Oh. There's a Maisie the lion.
We're going to get her stuff when she dies and we won't know any difference.
She's like, what the hell are you doing, you stupid man?
Boo-boos.
Oh, she's pretty.
She sleeps on my pillow.
She likes boxes. Cats love boxes.
What's Maisie sitting on?
Maisie is currently sitting on the Sistel Mesh RGB case box. Daisy's sitting on, oh, I forgot to tell you all, Techware, the lovely, lovely people at Techware, that seems much quicker. They've sent over a kind of like a support package, or I don't know what they call it these days, a bundle. Thanks, Wildlife Snapper. See you later. They've sent over a case, a headset, a keyboard, a mouse, and some fans. Now the fans I've done the video of yesterday, so I don't even know where I've put them. Oh, they're up on the shelf. The others, ooh, 5427. What did I get last time? 54. Ooh, I got 10 extra points, and I beat the 3100 by 4. Yeah. Get in. Wildlife Snapper says, right, I'm off. Some of us have work in 2022. Stay well, everybody. Yeah, so basically I'm getting 7700K performance, give or take, for 80 quid. Well, 75 quid. Not bad. Not bad at all. So anyway, TechWare have sent me these. So this is the new Q5 headset, which is 7.1 surround, USB 2, virtual 7.1. They have also sent this. I'm really looking forward to. This is their new XO Elite gaming mouse. Only 69 grams. This is a lightweight mouse. So if you're into your RGB mouse and you're into the PixArt sensors, this has got the new PixArt sensor, which is the, where does it say? I think it's like a 3880 or something. Doesn't actually say on there. Should do. Where did I read it? I did read it somewhere. 50G acceleration, 400 IPS tracking. I'll have to find out where that is. Anyway, we got that to review as well, so looking forward to that. And finally, the new TechWare Phantom 10 keyless. This is using the version 2 stabilizer in their switches, so no wobble at all basically. And this one, I think they've sent me with, this has got Otomu Brown switches, which are hot swappable. Well, not hot swappable, but they are replaceable. So you get, as you do with pretty much all TechWare keyboards, you get a set of switches included in there as well. So if a switch fails, you can just swap it out nice and easily, which is awesome. I'm actually quite looking forward to using the Otomu Browns, because I'm finding my Otomu Reds in my GameMax keyboard, Calf's getting pissed off with me typing, especially late at night. Drives her mad. So Browns are obviously going to be a little bit less annoying than Reds. So yeah, and nowhere near as annoying as blue. They're not linear switches, unfortunately, so that would be even better. But certainly, I'm massively looking forward to testing out that whole range. And the VXR case they've sent as well. It's a bit big to get up actually on the desk, but effectively the VXR case, if you think of the Lian Li 011 Dynamic, is basically a cheap version of that. Cheap's probably the wrong word, but a more cost-effective version, weighing in at about £70, I believe, at the moment. Obviously, tempered glass side and front, room in there for 9 fans. Certainly looking forward to doing a build in that one, so we'll be doing that very soon.
Mr. Donut's off.
Thanks, Mr. Donut.
Off.
British Noob's got a 3389. In what was that? What was that with the 2600? Dr. Hex UK does 11800. That's flying. Ricardo's got 700 with his FX 6300. Paul Lamont says my 3600 XT 9848. Sorry, 9348 Cinebench. That's pretty decent. Anyway, some good stuff there. British Noob says, no, Mike, I was saying the sensor might be the 3389 if it's new. I think that might be what it is. MMB Tech TV says, just wanted to come on Mike and Calf and apologise, I missed the show tonight. Hey, you don't have to apologise. We're all busy people, and MMB Tech, probably busier than most of us. He is a workaholic when it comes to the YouTube stuff. So definitely worth checking out his channel if you haven't done already. Same goes for Kev as well, Click Out Kev. And also, if you want to be absolutely bored senseless with the most irrelevant videos on YouTube, then James Miscellaneous' channel is fantastic. And if you're suffering from any kind of insomnia or itchy balls, any of those kinds of ailments, head on over to James Miscellaneous' channel, and
It's cool.
it will relieve your itchy balls and your insomnia in one fell swoop. Just a few minutes in and you will feel like a relief is being washed over you. We love you, James. We do. Waldo135 says, hi, sorry I missed it. Stuart, has it got a free will option? I don't think it has. I'm pretty sure it hasn't, if I'm honest. No, I'm pretty sure it hasn't. I'll have a quick feel. I'm pretty sure it hasn't. I think it's only the Logitechs that do that at the moment. No, there's no free. Oh, this. Well, that feels weird. Ooh. Feels good. Can't wait to have a play with that one. So essentially, now that I've just built this Intel system with all this stuff behind you, the full MSI kit and caboodle, probably in about a week's time, that is all going to change and this is going to be completely TechWare. So we'll have the TechWare VXR case, we'll have the TechWare Q5 headset, the TechWare Phantom gaming keyboard, and the TechWare Exo Elite gaming mouse, and the TechWare Orbis F3 fan set as well inside that case. So yeah, it's going to be a TechWare fest. And I'm looking forward to it, I really am. James Miscellaneous says, my vids suck, don't take Mike's advice. Actually, Kev's done some great videos this week on the AOC monitor and also a device, I can't remember the name of it now, that's how good a video was. But there's a device for calibrating your monitor. So if you've got a new monitor or you're looking at your monitor and thinking, my monitor looks shit, why do the colours look so drab? Why does it look washed out? Well, there is a great little device you can get which you can hang over your monitor and it will actually calibrate your monitor for you. So if you don't really trust your eyesight or maybe you're trying to do some colour matching, then definitely worth a look. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap this one up. This has been quite a long time, and thank you for all of you that have stayed to the bitter end, or the beer end rather. I haven't even poured this yet. So if you want to join us for a chat post-stream, so we'll be in the Discord. We may be playing some games on there soon for a little bit of mental health relief, because God knows most of us need it at the moment. So if you want to join us for a chat during the D-Rig, you're more than welcome to do so. Links for Discord will be in the video description, and they're probably in the chat somewhere as well. But most of you that are on the Discord, you'll know where we are anyway. So if you want to head over for a chat, feel free to do so. We'll be in there for the next probably hour or so, or until I pass out, or I get kicked off, or Kath says I have to go to bed. So thanks for watching. For those of you that donated on the Super Chats, amazing. We do thank you a lot. And if you want to help out the channel, but you don't have the funds to be able to do a Super Chat or a Patreon donation, you can use our Amazon affiliate links. Doesn't cost you anything at all, and you don't have to buy anything which we actually are promoting or selling. Literally, you can just click on the link, then go and buy something else altogether, and we still get a little bit of a kickback off that. So every little helps, as they say on those ASDA videos, or adverts, or whatever they call them these days. Yep. Hey. Yeah. And for those of you that don't like going out wearing a mask when you're shopping, Amazon at home shopping, you can get your groceries online. You don't even have to leave the safety of your home, and also you can help our channel at the same time. There we go. What a digital pimp I am. So thanks again for all your super chats and all that sort of stuff. Stay safe, stay mentally healthy, and if you get any, if you feel down or depressed, just imagine you could be me. Poor you. So I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching. Your stream will stop immediately and you no longer be live. Not yet or end. End.